Welcome to your new moon reading. This is Kristen here with Sacred Soul Ascension, bringing to you a tarot card reading. We'll draw an oracle card as well for the new moon in Virgo. This is September 16th, 2020. New moon is exact tomorrow, Thursday the 17th. And this is a potent new moon. It's the first of 3 supermoons, meaning the Earth is quite close to, the moon is quite close to the Earth. I'm feeling like it's time to start shuffling, so let's go ahead and get into this. We have strong and subtle energies in this Virgo new moon. These seeds that you plant will be fruiting throughout this whole month, this lunar cycle coming. This is also the week of the equinox. Tuesday the 22nd, the sun ingresses into Libra, and that starts the autumn in the northern hemisphere and starts the spring in the southern hemisphere. And we have none other than the moon card to start the reading. What is coming out of the shadows for you? What is being revealed to you? Perhaps even within your own subconscious that's coming to the front, coming to light for you to see. This can cause waves. It can cause a little bit of emotional disturbance. Can have you feeling perhaps overwhelmed by the choices on the path. This 5 of Cups I'm going to kind of put in between those two. There's a lot of options that you're seeing to your life and what kind of the old constrictive patterns had you held in. And as those constrictions start to release, you can feel a bit overwhelmed by the amounts of options that you have, ways that you can channel that emotional energy. When we create new space with openness to change, sometimes that change can have us feeling a bit overwhelmed by the many options. And sometimes that process can have us feeling a little bit lost emotionally along the way. Like a bit you feel perhaps you're in no man's land, or perhaps a bit out of sync or out of rhythm, or somehow, I don't want to say uncomfortable, but just a little bit just confused with the moment and what all is surfacing. It's a very watery energy, this moon with the 7 of Cups and the 5 of Cups. But let the process you. Don't attach to it. This is a part of an energy that is wanting to surface through you and to transform and to change you. Then we have the Page of Cups. It's just so much water here. You might be feeling emotional. You might be feeling, and not necessarily tearfully emotional, but just a bit like, whoa, a bit in awe or like overwhelmed by the magnitude of the change, even though you're just realizing how much there is to life, and maybe ways in which you kept yourself comfortable and safe. It was kind of a storage unit and a bit of a trap. And now that you're kind of like untrapping yourself, you're starting to feel like, whoa, this revealing, this revelation of many more dimensions of life and of yourself are becoming known. And you're thinking, gosh, has this always been available? Has this always been here all along? And I was just acting in such a limited part of who I truly am. And so that process of revealing depths of yourself to yourself can be a bit overwhelming. And this Page of Cups is showing the innocence of the child, the newness of the beginning, the practice of your intuition, right? Really practicing your intuitive side. A great way to practice is when you go grocery shopping. Notice, go into like the fruits and the vegetables, and notice what fruits you're attracted to. When you're with the apples, notice what apples want to go home with you, and work with that vibrational field with attraction and intuition, and following your heart, following that inner voice, and practice with small things. This is a time for setting intentions, right? Setting intentions for this future world that you want to inhabit. It's like connecting with your future self and bringing her into your intention now. Really imagining her and him, imagining that fullness of your spirit embodied in the form. And it is a feminine energy that we are being asked to embody. This Virgo new moon is a feminine new moon. It is ruled by Mercury, which is the messenger of the gods, the mental aspect of the archetype human, and also Chiron, which is the divine healer. So what are you being asked to heal and to transform, and to really step further into that intuitive path and being responsive to that intuitive path, that intuitive way? All this water is transforming the maybe normally traversed logical pathways, locked and rooted in linear time. And all this water is saying time is not linear. Time is circular and cyclical. And you're being asked to really tune in to that cyclical nature and to begin anew, to begin, with the openness and the curiosity and the openness and curiosity and like childlike play as you experiment with life in this more childlike, open, innocent way. And there is this fast forward motion. This is again another lunar card. This is the card of Cancer. So this is the full moon. So there is going to be a reaping of what you sow, not only in the full moon, the next full moon coming up, but the full moon in Virgo 6 months from now. Also perhaps the full moon in Cancer next summer. That's probably about a 9-month cycle from now. So a full gestation cycle from this point that we're in, mid-September 2020, to 6 months from now, and that threshold moving into the spring equinox in the northern hemisphere. 6 months from now, when that new moon in Virgo becomes the full moon in Virgo. And then also this being the Chariot card, the seeds in which we plant here 9 months-ish from now, being that full moon in Cancer, is going to be also, according to the cards, a real time to see the fruits and the blossoms of those intentions that you have set into motion here, this very potent Virgo new moon. Even though it's kind of a quiet and an internal process, the seeds in which you plant are very packed with so much life force energy, and really sow your visions of your future self and who you want to be and who you want to grow into, and realize that you are that now, and that now, that future being that you breathe a life into now, will be who you fully realize as yourself in a 6 to 9 month cycle from now. This is a very potent new moon. Let the changes and transformations of what was restructure your life, restructure your habits. It will take form, it will take new form, but we must begin anew, as though we're learning how to be alive, almost in a completely new operating system. This is showing us how to operate in a higher octave of living. We're moving out of the third density and into the fourth density. And in order to vibrate with that fourth density, we must be following the intuitive connections of vibrations and energies and frequencies through our heart. Our heart is the way that we access those higher spectrums of light. If you're curious about what I'm talking about, and you kind of understand what I'm talking about, you resonate with it on some level, but you're a bit confused about it too, the Temple of Light course that I teach, and we go through the chakra activations, elucidate so much more information that gives you very practical uses of this kind of seemingly esoteric information and language. So if you're interested in this course, please message me. The next course will start in December, the first weekend of December, and I also offer private chakra sessions. So if you wanted to go through a private personal journey through your chakra system, that is also an offering. So this is a potent new moon. Let your habits transform, and now is the time where life is supporting the intuitive path. Right? It's going to be much more difficult to override with the logical mind and struggle through and push through like maybe you've been able to do before. Not without effort and some elements of struggle, I'm sure, yet you were able to operate in that the operating system is completely disappearing. So this new moon is really asking you to transform and change your schedule, your habits, the way you rise out of bed every day, to embody more of the intuitive mind, which resides within the heart. So let's see what oracle card wants to come out for you all. Okay, we've got 3. Baby steps. Action. Follow your intuition. Powerful. It's exactly what I'm talking about. Step by step. Practice that intuition. Practice with small things, okay? Follow your intuition before it makes sense. Okay, very, very powerful. Star Brothers, Horus energy, guardians, protectors are here, loving, supporting your expansion of your spiritual wings. And Hireth, longing for home, homesick for the stars. So star babe, be with the stars. They long for your connection too, so connect with them, okay? Beautiful reading. It started off a little bit slow, but we found the momentum, we found the rhythm. I'm wishing you a beautiful new moon, and for a private reading, please contact me. My information will be below. Much love and aloha.